My beloved soul, pause for a moment, because what you are about to hear is not sluchakaki. It is not random, and it is not something you simply clicked on. No, this is a divine interruption. Out of millions of voices, millions of messages, somehow, you were guided here. Right now. In this exact moment. And deep down you can feel it, can't you? Something inside you whispered, "Listen, this is for you." There are moments in life when heaven leans in closer than ever before, moments when the noise of the world fades just enough for truth to break through. This is one of those moments. You were chosen for this. Not because you are perfect, not because you have everything figured out, but because your spirit is ready. Ready to see what hath been hidden. Ready to understand what once confused you. Ready to receive what God is about to reveal. For a long time, something hasn't felt right in your life. You may not have been able to explain it. Maybe it was a relationship that didn't sit well in your spirit, or a situation that kept draining your energy, or a quiet feeling deep inside that kept saying, "There's more to this." You tried to ignore it. You tried to move forward. But that feeling never truly left you, did it? That is because it wasn't just a feeling. It was a signal. And now, the time for ignoring is over. There is a reason this message has reached you now, at this exact point in your journey. You are standing at the edge of a revelation, one that will shift how you see everything. The confusion, the delays, the questions that kept circling your mind, they are about to make sense. But understand this clearly. Truth does not arrive quietly. It shakes things. It exposes what was hidden. It reveals what others tried to keep in the dark. And that is exactly what is happening for you now. Archangel Michael is near in this moment, not as a distant symbol, but as a present force of protection and clarity. He stands beside you as truths begin to unfold, ensuring that nothing meant to harm you will succeed. His presence is not sluchakaki, it is purposeful. Because when truth is revealed, protection must follow. And you, my dear, are being both awakened and shielded at the same time. You may feel a mix of emotions rising already: curiosity, unease, maybe even a quiet fear. That's natural, because part of you senses that what is coming cannot be undone. Once you see the truth, you cannot go back to who you were before. But listen carefully, this is not something to fear. This is something your soul has been waiting for. This moment has been written long before you arrive here. Every delay you experienced, every time something didn't work out, every closed door that left you questioning why, it was all leading to this exact point. A moment where the veil begins to lift. A moment where God says, "Now you are ready." And here is the truth that may surprise you the most. You were never lost. Even when you felt confused, even when you doubted your path, even when you questioned everything, you were being guided. Quietly, carefully, precisely. Because what is about to be revealed to you could only be revealed now. Not earlier. Not later. Now. So stay with me. Don't scroll away. Don't let distraction pull you from this moment. Because what comes next will begin to uncover the very truth your spirit hath been searching for, and once you see it, everything will begin to change. There is something you must understand now, something that may completely change how you see your past. What you thought was delay was actually preparation. What you believed was rejection was divine protection. And what felt like confusion was God quietly rearranging everything behind the scenes in ways your human mind could not yet comprehend. You have walked through moments that didn't make sense. Times when you gave your best and still things fell apart. Times when people walked away without explanation. Times when doors closed so suddenly that it left you standing there, questioning your worth, your path, even your faith. You asked, "Why is this happening to me?" And sometimes it felt like no answer ever came. But the answer was always there, just hidden beneath the surface. God does not prepare you loudly. He does not always announce what He is doing. In fact, His greatest works often happen in silence. While you were trying to move forward, while you were trying to fix things, while you were trying to understand what went wrong, He was already working ahead of you, removing what could not go where you are about to step. Think about it carefully. If certain people had stayed in your life, would you truly be ready for the truth that is about to be revealed? If certain situations had continued, would you have seen things clearly, or would you still be trapped in illusion? The very things that hurt you were also the things that created space for truth, space for clarity, space for divine intervention. And through it all, you were never alone. Archangel Michael hath been present in ways you could not see. In moments where you felt overwhelmed, where your spirit felt heavy, where something told you to walk away even when it was difficult. That was not SLUCHAI. That was guidance. That was protection. That was a divine force stepping in when you could not see the full picture. There were times when you almost made a decision that could have led you down the wrong path. But something held you back. Something made you pause. Something shifted your direction at the last second. That was not your imagination. That was intervention. You see, preparation is not always comfortable. It stretches you. It challenges you. It forces you to let go of what feels familiar so you can step into what is true. And many times, it feels like you are losing more than you are gaining. But in reality, you were being refined, strengthened, positioned. Because what is about to be revealed to you requires a version of you that can handle it. If this truth had come to you earlier, it might have broken you. It might have confused you even more. You might have resisted it, denied it, or misunderstood it completely. But now you are different. Now you have grown. Now your spirit is stronger, your awareness is sharper, and your ability to discern truth from illusion has been awakened. That is why this moment is happening now. Everything you went through was not random. It was intentional. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, it was all shaping your vision, preparing your heart, and aligning your path with what is about to unfold. Even the pain had purpose. Even the silence had direction. And here is something deeper that you must feel, not just hear. God never wastes your experiences. Not a single one. Every moment you thought was meaningless was actually building something within you. A strength you didn't know you had. A wisdom you didn't realize you were gaining. A clarity that is now beginning to rise to the surface. You are not the same person you were before all of this began. And that is exactly the point. Because the truth that is about to be revealed requires your new eyes, your new awareness, your new strength. You were being prepared to see it, to understand it, and most importantly, to accept it. So when you look back now, do not see your past as a series of disappointments. See it as a carefully guided path. A path where every step, even the painful ones, was leading you here. To this moment. To this realization. To this awakening. And as you stand here now, on the edge of understanding, something within you is beginning to shift. You may not have the full picture yet, but you can feel it. Something is about to be uncovered. Something that had been hidden in plain sight. The preparation is complete. Now the truth begins to move closer. Listen closely now, because this is where everything begins to come into focus. The truth you are about to recognize did not suddenly appear out of nowhere. It has been trying to reach you for a long time, again and again, in ways you may have dismissed, overlooked, or explained away. Think back for a moment. Your signs, subtle at first, almost easy to ignore. A strange feeling in your spirit when you were around a certain person. A quiet discomfort that didn't match what you were being told on the surface. Moments where your intuition spoke clearly, but you chose logic instead. You told yourself, maybe I'm overthinking. You tried to rationalize what your soul was already warning you about. But that feeling kept returning, didn't it? That was not SLUCHATICAPI. That was communication. God often speaks in whispers before he speaks in revelations. And those whispers, they came to you in many forms. Through repeated patterns that felt too familiar. Through dreams that lingered in your mind long after you woke up. Through sudden realizations that appeared for just a second, then faded when you tried to explain them away. You may have even experienced moments where something inside you said, pay attention. But the noise of everyday life, the distractions, the responsibilities, the emotions, they pulled you away before you could fully understand what was being shown to you. And still, the signs did not stop. There were times when conversations revealed more than what was spoken. Times when someone's words didn't align with their energy. Times when you sensed a hidden truth, even though everything looked normal on the outside. You felt it. Deep down, you knew something wasn't right, but you hesitated to trust that knowing. Why? Because truth can be uncomfortable before it becomes freeing. It challenges what you want to believe. It forces you to see beyond appearances. And sometimes, it asks you to accept something your heart was not ready to face at the time. So instead of embracing the message, you delayed it. You waited. You hoped things would change on their own. But truth does not disappear. It waits. And now it is no longer waiting. Archangel Michael has been working through those signs more than you realize. His role is not only protection, but revelation. He clears the fog. He sharpens your awareness. He brings light into places where confusion once lived. And those moments where you felt a sudden clarity, a brief but powerful sense of knowing that was not your imagination. That was guidance cutting through illusion. You were being shown pieces of the truth, step by step. But here is what makes this moment so important. You are no longer in a place where you can ignore what you see. Something has shifted inside you. The same signs that once felt uncertain are now becoming undeniable. The same feelings you once questioned are now growing stronger, clearer, more direct. You are beginning to connect the dots. That repeated behavior you once brushed aside, now it stands out. That feeling you once ignored, now it speaks louder. That situation you tried to understand now reveals itself without effort. It's as if a veil is being lifted, and suddenly, everything looks different. This is the awakening of discernment. And it is happening now because you are finally ready to see without fear. There is a powerful realization forming within you at this very moment. You were never confused because there was no truth. You were confused because you were still learning how to trust it. Now that trust is rising. Now that inner voice is becoming stronger than external noise. And now you are no longer asking, is this real? You are beginning to say, I see it clearly. And that clarity changes everything. Because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Once you feel it deeply, you cannot pretend it isn't there. This is the turning point where illusion loses its power and truth takes its place. And while part of you may feel a sense of shock, another part of you feels relief. A quiet, powerful relief that says, finally I understand. This is not the end of your journey. This is the moment your journey becomes real. Type I see the truth now in the comments if this is speaking directly to your spirit. Blessing code 369 is now activated. And as this truth begins to unfold even deeper within you, understand this: you are not just witnessing a revelation, you are participating in a divine movement. When you respond to this message, when you align yourself with what God is revealing, you are helping this light reach others who are still in confusion. The word says, what you sow in the dark will be rewarded in the light, and this is your moment to sow into truth. If your spirit is feeling called, act on it now. Use the super thanks below or the PayPal link in the description, even the QR code placed for you, and become part of this mission to awaken souls across the world. I am choosing to give because I know this message must reach someone who is still searching. As you give, may your clarity increase, may your path open, and may divine favor follow you without delay. Step into this act now. Something is shifting now. Can you feel it? There is a quiet but undeniable movement happening within your spirit, as if pieces that never quite fit before are suddenly aligning. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is the moment where truth begins to rise to the surface, no longer hidden, no longer disguised, no longer waiting. You have reached the point where God is no longer speaking in subtle hints alone. The whispers are becoming clearer. The signs are becoming stronger. And what was once uncertain is now starting to take form right in front of you. The truth that is being revealed to you is not small. It is not something you can simply ignore and move past. It carries weight. It carries meaning. And most importantly, it carries freedom. But before it feels freeing, it may feel unsettling. Because truth has a way of exposing what comfort tried to hide. There is something, or someone, in your life that is now being seen differently. You may have trusted it. You may have believed in it. You may have invested your time, your energy, your emotions into it. But now, something deeper is being revealed. Layers are being pulled back. Masks are falling. And what you are seeing is real. At first, your mind may try to resist it. You may question yourself again, asking, am I seeing this correctly? But notice how different this moment feels compared to before. This is not confusion. This is clarity pushing through. This is your spirit recognizing truth without needing constant validation. And that clarity is coming with divine support. Archangel Michael is present in this very phase of your awakening, not just observing, but actively guiding. His energy is cutting through illusion like a sword, separating what is true from what is false. You may not see him with your physical eyes, but you can feel the shift, the sudden understanding, the calm strength rising within you, the quiet certainty that says, this is what I needed to see. This is not meant to harm you. This is meant to free you. For too long, you were carrying questions that had no clear answers. For too long, you were trying to make sense of things that did not align with your spirit. But now, the confusion is being replaced with understanding. The heaviness is being replaced with awareness. And the uncertainty is being replaced with truth. But here is what you must be prepared for. Truth changes perspective instantly. What once seemed normal may now feel completely different. What once felt acceptable may now feel impossible to tolerate. And what once held your attention may now begin to lose its grip on you. This is not loss. This is transformation. You are not losing something valuable. You are gaining something real. And that realization may come with mixed emotions. There may be a part of you that feels disappointed, even hurt, as you fully see what was hidden. That is natural. Because truth often reveals what your heart was hoping was not there. But at the same time, there is another part of you, stronger, wiser, that feels empowered. That part of you is saying, "Now I understand. Now I can move forward." This is where your power begins to return to you. Because when you were in confusion, your energy was scattered. You were unsure, questioning, hesitating. But now, with truth becoming clear, your energy is focusing. Your mind is aligning with your spirit. And your decisions are about to come from a place of strength instead of doubt. This is a sacred shift. And it is happening because you are ready to step into a higher level of awareness. A level where you no longer accept things at surface value. A level where you trust what you feel, what you see, and what is being revealed to you without needing constant reassurance from the outside world. God is not showing you this truth to overwhelm you. He is showing it to you so you can rise above what was limiting you. So you can step out of situations that were draining you. So you can reclaim your clarity, your peace, and your direction. And as this truth continues to unfold, you will notice something remarkable. Things will begin to make sense without effort. You will start connecting past experiences with present realizations. You will begin to see how everything was leading to this moment of understanding. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was SLU. Everything was guiding you here. So do not turn away now. Do not doubt what is being revealed. Stay present. Stay aware. Because what you are seeing is only the beginning. There is more clarity coming, more truth rising, and more understanding waiting to reach you. And as you stand in this moment, one thing becomes undeniable. You are no longer in the dark. You are stepping into the light of truth. There is something deeper you must now come to understand, something that may completely change how you interpret everything you have been through. What you faced was not just ordinary difficulty. It was not just bad timing or unfortunate circumstances. There was a hidden battle unfolding around you, one that you could feel, but perhaps never fully explain. Have you ever wondered why certain things in your life felt unusually heavy? Why some situations drained you far more than they should have? Why progress came easily in some areas, but in others, it felt like you were constantly pushing against an invisible wall? That was not SLU. There were forces working against your clarity, against your peace, and against your ability to see the truth. Not always in obvious ways, not always through direct conflict, but through subtle disruption. Distraction. Emotional exhaustion. These were not random experiences. They were part of a deeper resistance trying to keep you from reaching this exact moment of revelation. Because once you see clearly, everything changes. Think about the times when you felt close to understanding something important, and suddenly something pulled your attention away. Or moments when you began to question a situation, but then doubt crept in, making you second-guess your own intuition. That pattern was not coincidence. It was interference. The battle was not always external. In fact, much of it happened within you. There were thoughts that did not align with your true self, thoughts that made you feel smaller, weaker, uncertain. There were emotions that clouded your judgment, making it harder to trust what you were sensing. There were moments when you knew something deep inside, but another voice whispered, "Ignore it, it's nothing." That internal conflict, that back and forth, was part of the struggle. But here is the truth that will set you free. None of it had power over you. It only had influence for as long as the truth remained hidden. Now that the truth is being revealed, that influence begins to break. Archangel Michael has been standing with you through this unseen battle, even in moments when you felt completely alone. His presence is not passive. It is active, protective, and powerful. He fights against what seeks to confuse you. He shields you from what tries to harm your spirit. And most importantly, he brings light into darkness so that nothing hidden can remain hidden forever. You may not have seen the battle, but you felt its effects. The sudden heaviness in your chest when something wasn't right. The mental exhaustion from trying to make sense of things that didn't align. The emotional weight of carrying questions without answers. All of these were signs that something deeper was at play. And yet you are still here. That alone is proof of your strength. Despite everything that tried to slow you down, confuse you, or keep you in uncertainty, you continued forward. You kept searching. You kept questioning. You kept listening to that small voice inside you that refused to be silenced. That voice was your connection to truth. And now, that connection is becoming stronger than ever before. The hidden battle is losing its hold because you are no longer unaware. You are no longer walking through your life without understanding what is influencing you. You are seeing clearly. You are recognizing patterns. You are feeling truth rise within you without resistance. And that changes everything. Because once awareness enters the picture, deception loses its power. Once clarity takes root, confusion cannot survive. Once truth is seen, illusion begins to collapse on its own. This is why things may start to shift rapidly now. Situations that once felt stable may begin to unravel. People who once seemed trustworthy may reveal different sides of themselves. Patterns that once repeated may suddenly break. This is not chaos, it is exposure. It is the result of truth stepping in and removing what was never aligned with you. And even though it may feel intense at times, you are protected through all of it. Archangel Michael's presence is stronger now than ever before in your journey. Not because the battle is increasing, but because the victory is already unfolding. You are not fighting to win. You are witnessing the outcome of a battle that has already been decided in your favor. So do not fear what is being revealed. Do not resist the changes that are happening. What is leaving your life was never meant to stay. What is being exposed was never meant to remain hidden. And what is being removed was never meant to define your future. This is not destruction. This is liberation. You are stepping out of a space where things were working against you and into a space where everything will begin to align with truth. The resistance you once felt is fading. The weight you once carried is lifting. And the clarity you now hold is guiding you forward with strength and certainty. The battle may have been hidden, but your victory is about to become visible. There comes a moment in every divine journey where everything begins to shift, not slowly, not subtly, but with a clear and undeniable sense that something has changed. This is that moment for you. This is the turning point, the place where confusion loses its grip and clarity begins to take control of your path. You may not see every detail yet, but you can feel it. There is a difference in your energy now. A calm strength is rising within you, replacing the uncertainty that once filled your thoughts. The questions that used to circle endlessly in your mind are beginning to settle. And in their place, something new is emerging. Certainty. This is not sluchadikaki. This is alignment. For a long time, you were walking through a phase where things felt unstable. You were trying to understand situations that kept shifting, trying to trust people who were not fully transparent, trying to move forward while carrying doubts you couldn't fully explain. It was exhausting. It drained your energy. It made you question your instincts. But now something inside you has awakened. You are no longer reacting the same way. You are no longer chasing answers that refuse to come. Instead, answers are beginning to come to you. Effortlessly. Naturally. Without force. This is the shift from seeking to receiving. And once this shift happens, everything begins to change. Because when you stop chasing truth, truth reveals itself. This is where God steps in fully, not just as a guide behind the scenes, but as an active force directing your next steps. The delays you once experienced are no longer necessary. The confusion you once felt is no longer part of your path. You have crossed a threshold, a spiritual line where things begin to move differently. And with that shift comes release. You may notice that certain emotional weights you carried are suddenly lighter. Things that once bothered you deeply may no longer hold the same power over you. Situations that once caused stress may now feel distant, almost irrelevant. This is not because those things changed, it is because you changed. You are no longer connected to the same level of energy. Archangel Michael is working closely in this transition, helping you cut energetic ties that were holding you back. His presence is strong, decisive, and filled with purpose. He does not hesitate. He removes what is no longer aligned with your truth and strengthens what is meant to remain. And as this happens, you may feel a sense of separation from old habits, old thoughts, even old connections. This is not loss. This is elevation. You are being lifted into a space where clarity leads your decisions, where peace replaces overthinking, and where your intuition becomes your strongest guide. You are no longer dependent on external validation. You are no longer waiting for others to confirm what you already feel inside. You know, and that knowing is powerful. This turning point is also where your direction becomes clearer. You may start to feel drawn toward new choices, new paths, new opportunities that align with your truth. These are not distractions, they are invitations. Invitations to step into a version of your life that reflects who you are becoming, not who you used to be. But here is what you must remember. With clarity comes responsibility. Now that you see more clearly, you cannot go back to ignoring what you know. Now that you feel the truth, you cannot pretend it isn't there. This is where your actions begin to align with your awareness. This is where you choose to move forward with intention, with strength, and with faith. And you are ready for that. Everything you have gone through has prepared you for this exact moment. The struggles, the confusion, the waiting, it all led here, to a place where you are no longer lost, no longer uncertain, no longer held back by what you couldn't understand. You are stepping into alignment with your truth. And as you move forward from this turning point, you will notice something remarkable. Things will begin to flow. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you are now in sync with what is real. Decisions will feel clearer. Paths will open more naturally. And the resistance that once slowed you down will no longer have the same hold on you. This is the beginning of a new phase. A phase where you are guided, protected, and aligned. A phase where you move with confidence instead of doubt. A phase where truth is not something you search for. It is something you live by. So trust this moment. Trust the shift you feel. Trust the clarity that is rising within you. Because from this point forward, everything begins to change. Now listen carefully, because this is where the revelation becomes deeply personal. The truth that is unfolding is no longer general, it is specific. It is focused. It is pointing directly toward something, where someone that has been part of your life, perhaps closer than you realized. You may already feel it. There is a name, a face, or a situation that has begun to surface in your thoughts more strongly than before. You didn't force it. You didn't go looking for it. Yet suddenly, it's there, clearer, sharper, impossible to ignore. That is not sluchikaki. That is the truth stepping forward, asking to be acknowledged. For a long time, this person or situation may have appeared one way on the surface. Words may have sounded right. Actions may have seemed acceptable. You may have given trust, patience, even benefit of the doubt, hoping that what you sensed deep inside was not real. But now, the layers are being removed. What was once hidden beneath behavior, behind excuses, or masked by appearances is beginning to show itself without effort. You are no longer searching for answers. They are presenting themselves to you. Small details you once overlooked are now standing out. Patterns you once ignored are now undeniable. And most importantly, your inner knowing is no longer quiet. It is speaking clearly. This is where the emotional weight may begin to rise. Because truth, especially when it involves people we trusted or situations we invested in, can feel heavy at first. There may be disappointment. There may be a sense of betrayal. There may even be a moment where you wish you had seen it sooner. But understand this, timing is everything. You were not meant to see it earlier, because earlier, you might not have had the strength to accept it. You might have denied it. You might have stayed in something that was not aligned with you. But now, you are different. And now, you are ready to see clearly and respond with wisdom instead of emotion alone. Archangel Michael is deeply present in this moment of exposure. His role is not only to reveal, but to protect your heart as the truth becomes clear. He stands between you and any harm that could come from this revelation. He gives you strength where you feel weak. He brings calm where emotions begin to rise. And he reminds you that seeing the truth is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. Because truth does not come to destroy you. It comes to free you. The person or situation being revealed may not match the image you once held. That can be difficult to accept. But it is also powerful because it releases you from illusion. It breaks the hold of false understanding. It gives you back your clarity, your energy, and your ability to choose what is right for you moving forward. And here is where your power returns in full. You are no longer reacting blindly. You are no longer hoping things will change without evidence. You are no longer ignoring your intuition for the sake of comfort. Instead, you are standing in awareness. You are seeing things as they truly are, not as they appear to be. That is strength. This is also the moment where decisions begin to form within you. You may not act immediately, and that is okay. But something inside you has already shifted. A boundary is forming. A line is being drawn. You are beginning to understand what you will accept and what you will no longer tolerate. This is not about anger. This is about clarity. And clarity brings peace, even when the truth itself is difficult. As this revelation continues to unfold, you may notice that things begin to reveal themselves even more without effort. Words may slip. Actions may contradict themselves. Situations may expose their true nature in ways that leave no room for doubt. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. God is making sure you see clearly, not partially, not vaguely, but fully, so that when you move forward, you do so without confusion, without hesitation, and without regret. And even though this moment may feel intense, there is something deeper happening within you at the same time. A quiet strength is rising. A sense of control is returning. A realization is forming that says, I am not a victim of this truth, I am empowered by it. This is your awakening. You were chosen to see this, chosen to understand this, chosen to rise above what was hidden and step into what is real. Not everyone reaches this level of clarity. Not everyone is willing to face truth when it appears. But you are here, and you are seeing it. And that means you are ready for what comes next. Because this is not the end of the revelation. This is only where it becomes undeniable. Take a deep breath in this moment, because what you are stepping into now is not just clarity, it is protection. As the truth has begun to reveal itself, as the hidden has come into the light, there is something powerful surrounding you at this very moment, a shield you may not see, but one you can feel if you quiet your spirit. You are not exposed. You are not vulnerable. You are protected. This is where many people misunderstand the process of truth. They believe that when something is revealed, it leaves them open to harm or emotional damage. But what is happening in your life right now is completely different. The same force that is revealing the truth is also guarding you from its impact. Archangel Michael is not distant in this phase. He is close, closer than he has ever been in your journey. His presence is like a barrier, standing between you and anything that tries to disturb your peace or weaken your spirit. As truth rises, his protection rises with it. As clarity strengthens within you, so does your shield. Have you noticed it? That strange sense of calm, even in the middle of realization. That unexpected strength, even as emotions try to surface. That quiet confidence that says, I will be okay, even when you are processing something heavy. That is not sluchikaki. That is divine protection settling around you. Because you are not meant to break under this truth. You are meant to rise through it. There was a time when this level of revelation might have overwhelmed you. It might have shaken your sense of stability, caused you to react emotionally, or left you feeling lost. But not anymore. Something has changed within you, and that change is being supported from above. You are being held steady. Archangel Michael is cutting away fear from your spirit. He is removing emotional weight that does not belong to you. He is strengthening your inner core so that you can face what is being revealed without losing your balance. This is why you feel different. This is why you are not reacting the way you once would have. You are no longer operating from fear. You are operating from awareness. And awareness is one of the strongest forms of protection that exists. Because when you see clearly, you cannot be easily misled. When you understand truth, you cannot be easily manipulated. When your spirit is aligned with clarity, nothing hidden can truly harm you anymore. It loses its power the moment it is exposed. That is what is happening now. You are stepping into a space where deception cannot survive around you. Where false intentions are revealed quickly. Where your intuition acts as a guide that keeps you aligned and safe. This is not sluchikaki. It is a divine upgrade in your spiritual awareness. And with this upgrade comes peace. Not the kind of peace that ignores reality, but the kind that stands firm within it. A peace that says, no matter what I see, I am grounded. I am protected. I am guided. This peace does not come from external circumstances. It comes from your connection to truth and the divine protection surrounding you. You may also notice that certain fears are beginning to fade. Things that once worried you may no longer feel as threatening. Situations that once caused anxiety may now feel manageable. This is not because the world has changed you, it is because your position within it has changed. You are no longer standing unguarded. You are covered. And this coverage is not temporary. It is not something that comes and goes. It is established. It is steady. It is part of your journey now as you continue to move forward in truth. Archangel Michael does not step away when the truth is revealed. He remains, ensuring that what has been uncovered leads to your growth, not your harm. So release the fear. Release the need to protect yourself through avoidance or denial. You do not need those defenses anymore. You are protected in a higher way now, a way that does not require you to hide from truth, but allows you to stand confidently within it. And as you stand in this protected space, something powerful begins to happen. You start to trust yourself more deeply. You start to trust what you feel, what you see, and what is being revealed to you without hesitation. This trust becomes your foundation moving forward. This is the gift of divine protection. Not just safety but strength. Not just shielding but empowerment. Not just defense but elevation. Type "I am divinely protected" in the comments if you receive this message with faith. Blessing code 888 is now activated. And as you stand under this divine covering, know that your response to this moment carries power beyond what you can see. When you choose to support this message, you are not just giving. You are planting seeds of light into the lives of others who are still searching for protection and truth. The word speaks, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." And this is your moment to activate that promise. I am stepping forward in faith, knowing that my giving becomes a channel for God's voice to reach someone in darkness. Use the super thanks or the PayPal link in the description, even the QR code placed for you, and become part of this divine movement now. As you give, may protection surround your home, may peace settle in your spirit, and may every hidden blessing locate you without delay. Act now, and seal this moment with faith. There is something beautiful beginning to unfold now, something that you may not fully see yet, but you can feel it forming just ahead of you. As truth has been revealed and protection has been established around you, a new path is quietly opening, a path that was always meant for you, but could not fully appear until this moment of clarity arrived. This is not just a continuation of where you were going before. This is a shift, a redirection, a realignment with something deeper, something more authentic, something that truly matches who you are becoming. For a long time, your path may have felt uncertain. You may have been moving forward, but without a clear sense of direction. At times, it felt like you were walking in circles, repeating patterns, encountering the same types of situations or challenges without understanding why. It may have seemed like progress was slow or even non-existent. But now, something is different. The fog that once surrounded your decisions is beginning to lift. The confusion that once clouded your direction is fading. And in its place, a quiet sense of knowing is beginning to guide you. Not loudly, not forcefully, but steadily, gently, clearly. This is the beginning of alignment. You are no longer being pulled in multiple directions. You are no longer trying to force things that do not feel right. Instead, you are starting to feel drawn toward what is meant for you. Opportunities, ideas, and choices are beginning to appear in a way that feels natural, not forced. This is how you will know you are on the right path. There is a sense of flow. That does not mean everything will be easy, but it does mean everything will make sense. The new path opening before you is not built on confusion or illusion. It is built on truth. And because of that, it will support you in ways your old path never could. You will begin to notice that your energy feels different when you think about moving forward. There is less resistance, less doubt, more clarity. Archangel Michael continues to guide you in this phase, not just protecting you, but actively leading you. His presence is like a compass, gently steering you away from what no longer serves you and toward what aligns with your purpose. You may feel this guidance as a strong inner pull, a clear sense of this is right or this is not for me. Trust that, because this is not guesswork anymore. This is direction. As you step onto this new path, you may also notice that certain things from your past no longer fit into your life. Old habits, old environments, even old connections may begin to feel out of place. This is not something to resist. This is a sign that you are evolving. Growth always requires release. You cannot carry the weight of what no longer aligns with you into a future that is meant to elevate you. And now that you have seen the truth, now that you have gained clarity, you have the power to choose differently. This is where your journey becomes intentional. You are no longer reacting to life. You are creating your direction within it. You are choosing what aligns with your truth. You are stepping away from what drains you and moving toward what strengthens you. And as you make these choices, your path becomes clear with every step. There is also something important you must remember in this moment. You do not need to have every answer right now. The path will reveal itself step by step. You are not expected to see the entire journey from where you stand. You are only asked to trust the next step. And as you take that step, the next one will become visible. This is how divine guidance works, not by overwhelming you with the full picture, but by leading you with clarity in the present moment. And you are ready for that kind of guidance. Because you are no longer seeking control, you are embracing trust. This is the foundation of your new path. Trust in what you feel. Trust in what you see. Trust in what is being revealed to you. And most importantly, trust in the direction that is unfolding, even if it looks different from what you once expected. What lies ahead of you is not random. It is not uncertain in a way your past felt uncertain. It is purposeful. It is aligned. It is guided. And as you continue to move forward, you will begin to notice something powerful. Doors will start to open that once remained closed. Opportunities will appear that once felt out of reach. Connections will form that feel genuine, supportive, and real. This is what happens when you walk in alignment with truth. You stop forcing and you start flowing. So take this moment to breathe, to center yourself, and to recognize what is happening. You are not lost. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, standing at the beginning of a new path that is opening just for you. There is a shift happening within you now that goes beyond clarity, beyond protection, beyond even the path that is opening ahead. It is something deeper, something more personal. It is the awakening of your own power, the power that has always been within you, but was waiting for the right moment to rise. This is that moment. For so long, you may have underestimated yourself. You may have questioned your strength, doubted your instincts, or relied on others to validate what you felt deep inside. There were times when you gave your power away without even realizing it, seeking approval, holding back your truth, or staying in situations that did not honor who you truly are. But that version of you is no longer in control. Something has changed. The truth you have seen, the clarity you have received, and the protection surrounding you have all led to this awakening. You are beginning to recognize that you are not not confused, not dependent. You are strong, aware, and capable of standing firmly in your truth. This realization is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, steady, and undeniable. You feel it in the way you think, the way you respond, the way you carry yourself. There is less hesitation now, less need to second guess, more confidence in your own perception, your own decisions, your own direction. This is your power returning to you, and it is not coming from the outside. It is rising from within. Archangel Michael plays a powerful role in this awakening, not by giving you something new, but by helping you reclaim what was always yours. His presence strengthens your spirit, clears away doubt, and reinforces the truth that you are not meant to live in uncertainty or weakness. You are meant to stand in authority over your life. That authority does not come from control over others. It comes from alignment within yourself. It comes from knowing who you are, trusting what you feel, and making decisions that reflect your truth without fear. And now, you are stepping into that space. You may notice that your tolerance for what does not align with you is decreasing. Things you once accepted without question may now feel uncomfortable or even unacceptable. This is not you becoming difficult. This is you becoming clear. Clarity changes standards. You are no longer willing to settle for what drains your energy or disturbs your peace. You are no longer ignoring red flags or silencing your intuition. You are choosing yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a truthful way. This is what empowerment looks like. It is not about being perfect. It is not about having all the answers. It is about standing in your truth, even when it feels uncomfortable, and trusting that you are capable of handling what comes next. And you are. There is also a new sense of courage rising within you. Not the kind that forces action, but the kind that removes fear. The kind that allows you to move forward without overthinking every step. The kind that says, I may not know everything, but I trust myself enough to continue. That is real strength. And as this strength grows, you will begin to notice changes not only within yourself, but in how others respond to you. Your energy is shifting. Your presence is becoming more grounded, more certain, more aligned. People will feel that. Situations will respond to that. Because when you stand in your power, the world around you adjusts. You are no longer easy to mislead, no longer easy to manipulate, and no longer willing to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that do not honor your truth. This is not resistance. This is alignment. And alignment creates momentum. You will begin to move differently now, with intention, with awareness, with a quiet confidence that does not need to be announced. Your decisions will come from a place of knowing, not fear. Your actions will reflect your truth, not your doubts. This is the awakening, and it is happening because you are ready to step fully into who you are meant to be. Not the version shaped by confusion or limitation, but the version aligned with clarity, strength, and purpose. So embrace this shift. Do not question it. Do not hold back from it. This power within you is not sluchaikaki. It is not temporary. It is part of your design. It is what allows you to walk your path with confidence, to face truth without fear, and to move forward without hesitation. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering who you have always been. And from this moment forward, the truth will guide you in everything you do. There is a question that may have quietly followed you through this entire journey, even if you never spoke it out loud. Why me? Why did you have to go through all of this? Why were you the one to feel so deeply, to question so much, to experience both confusion and awakening in such a powerful way? Now you are ready for that answer. You were chosen for this moment not by accident, not by chance, but by design. There is something within you, something unique, something resilient, something deeply aware, that made you capable of reaching this point. Not everyone would have endured what you endured. Not everyone would have continued searching for truth instead of settling for comfort. What you did, and that is exactly why you are here now. From the very beginning, there has been a calling on your life. It may not have always been clear. It may not have always felt strong. In fact, there were times when it felt distant, almost non-existent. But even in those moments, it was there, quietly guiding you, shaping you, preparing you for what you are stepping into now. Your sensitivity was not weakness. It was awareness. The way you noticed things others overlooked, the way you felt energies, sensed shifts, questioned inconsistencies. That was part of your design. You were never meant to move through life blindly. You were meant to see, to understand, to discern truth from illusion. And that ability required preparation. Everything you experienced, the confusion, the delays, the emotional challenges, the moments of doubt, they were not obstacles placed in your path to stop you. They were experiences placed in your path to strengthen you, to refine your perception, to deepen your understanding, to make you capable of handling the truth that is now being revealed. Because truth requires strength. If you had been given this level of clarity earlier, you might not have recognized its value. You might have taken it for granted, or even misunderstood it. But now, after everything you have gone through, you see it differently. You feel it differently. You honor it. That is why the timing is now. You were chosen because you are ready, not perfect, not flawless, but ready. Ready to see without fear. Ready to accept without resistance. Ready to move forward without hesitation. And there is something even deeper within this truth. You were not only chosen to receive this revelation, you were chosen to carry it forward. The clarity you have gained is not just for your own life. It will influence your decisions, your relationships, your path, and even the people around you. Your awareness will create change, not just within you but beyond you. Because when one person begins to walk in truth, it creates a ripple effect. Others will notice the shift in you. They may not understand it immediately, but they will feel it. Your clarity will inspire questions. Your strength will inspire reflection. Your presence will begin to carry a different kind of energy, one that is grounded, real, and aligned. This is part of your purpose. Not to force others to change, but to embody truth so clearly that it becomes undeniable. To live in a way that reflects awareness, strength, and alignment. To move through life with a sense of certainty that does not need validation from the outside. And as you step into this role, you will begin to understand something powerful. Everything you went through was necessary. Not easy, not comfortable, but necessary. Because it shaped you into someone who can handle truth with wisdom, who can navigate life with clarity, and who can stand strong even when things around you shift or change. This is what it means to be chosen. It is not about being better than others. It is about being prepared for something specific, something meaningful, something that requires the exact combination of experiences, strength, and awareness that you now carry. And you carry it well. Even if you are still processing, even if you are still adjusting, you are already walking in a different level of understanding than before. You are no longer questioning everything. You are recognizing. You are discerning. You are knowing. That is your transformation. So when you ask, why me? Let the answer settle within you clearly, because you were capable. Because you were willing. Because you were ready to rise above confusion and step into truth. And now that you are here, there is no turning back. Not because you are forced forward, but because you have outgrown what is behind you. This moment was always meant to find you, and you were always meant to rise to meet it. Now everything begins to settle. After the questions, after the confusion, after the truth has revealed itself and your spirit has awakened, there comes a moment like this. A moment where the noise fades, where the urgency softens, and where a deep, quiet peace begins to take its place within you. This is where you are now. You have seen what needed to be seen. You have felt what needed to be felt. You have understood what once confused you. And even if there are still small pieces coming together, the weight that once lived inside you is no longer the same. Something has lifted. You are no longer searching in the dark. You are no longer trying to force answers. You are no longer questioning your own knowing. Instead, you are resting in something far more powerful, truth. And truth brings peace in a way nothing else can. Not the kind of peace that depends on everything being perfect around you, but the kind that exists within you regardless of what is happening outside. A steady, grounding presence that says, I understand now and I am okay. That feeling, hold on to it. Because this is what your soul has been guiding you toward all along. Archangel Michael remains beside you even here, not as a warrior in this moment, but as a guardian of your peace. His presence is calm, steady, reassuring. He is not preparing you for battle anymore. He is helping you stand in the victory you have already stepped into. You are safe. You are guided. You are aligned. Let those words settle into your spirit. There is no need to rush forward. There is no need to figure everything out at once. The urgency you once felt had been replaced with trust. Trust in what you see. Trust in what you feel. Trust in the path that is unfolding naturally before you. This is a new way of living for you. A life where you move with clarity instead of confusion. A life where your decisions come from truth instead of doubt. A life where your peace is not easily disturbed because it is rooted in something deeper than circumstances. And as you continue forward, you will notice that this peace becomes your foundation. Situations may come and go. People may enter and leave. But you will remain centered, grounded, aware. Because once you have truly seen the truth, once you have fully stepped into alignment, there is no returning to the old way of being. You had outgrown it. And that is something to honor. Take a moment now, wherever you are, to simply breathe. To recognize how far you have come. To acknowledge the strength it took to reach this point. Because this journey was not easy, but you made it through. And you did not just survive it, you transformed through it. There is a quiet confidence within you now. A calm strength that does not need to prove itself. A sense of knowing that does not need to be explained. This is who you are now. And this is only the beginning. Because from this place of peace, everything you build moving forward will come from truth. Your choices will be clearer. Your path will be stronger. Your life will begin to reflect the alignment you now carry within you. To rest in this moment. Do not rush past it. This is your reward, not something external, but something internal. A peace that cannot be taken from you because it was built through truth, guided by God, and protected every step of the way. Type I am at peace with the truth in the comments if you receive this message with a calm and open heart. Blessing code 1444 is now activated. And as this peace settles over you, understand this sacred moment is not meant to end with you. It is meant to flow through you. The Lord whispers, those who sow in peace will reap a harvest of righteousness. And right now, you are being invited to become a vessel of that peace for others still searching. I hear the call in my spirit. I will act. I will give. I will help this truth reach the one who feels lost tonight. When you release your seed through Super Thanks or the PayPal link in the description, even through the QR code placed before you, you are opening a river of light that carries this message into hearts that desperately need it. Do not delay this obedience, because what you release now returns to you pressed down, multiplied, and overflowing with divine favor. As you give, may your home be filled with peace, may your path remain clear, and may unseen blessings locate you without effort. Step forward and complete this act now.